Well, hey out there, fellow gardeners and beekeepers, it's Kathy, the neighborhood gardener. Today, going into my hives, I am learning as I go, so I'm taking you along with me. The only thing I'm going to cover with you today is I'm going to look at some honey supers with you and just show you some things that's going on in there that should be pretty cool, maybe interesting for you to see. I'll do the continuation of the hive as I go on, but I probably will shut off the filming at that point because I really need to think some of this through. It's getting to the point where I'm really having to think about what I've been learning and apply that in my hives, and I just get a little too confused if I'm trying to film and explain at the same time, so I really need to concentrate. But as far as the honey supers go, these girls are making some good honey, so I can show you in different stages what those frames are looking like. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope maybe it inspires you in some way. It's a hot one out here today, so I am just going to get at it, and come on, let's go do this. Let's go in and check on Louisa's hive today and see how she's doing. If you could just hear that buzz. This right here is a small hive beetle cloth that I put on here, and this is supposed to trap the small hive beetles, and I don't see any in there, but if we spot any, the bees usually do a really good job of going through and trapping them. Let's see if I see any. At this point, this is when I usually look at the bees and look at their wings, make sure that I don't see any wing virus on there. Their wings will be split to look like a K, the letter K, and you can see where they're doing a lot of propolising here. That's how they glue it down. Everybody looks good. So up in the honey super, you can see here on this frame, this little area right here where they're drawing the comb out and putting the nectar in. So this is one of the outer frames, so at least they're drawing it out. They're so busy. See if I can get this up close so you can see them. If you look on this side, they're just not much. They're working on drawing that comb out there. But on this side here in the middle, I don't know if you can see it from that angle. Let me turn this way. It's raised a little bit, and you can kind of see how the comb is drawn out. And that's how they build their wax into those cells. They draw them out of those cells and build up the wax, and then they put that nectar in. You can kind of see that shiny spot in there where they're all clustered. That's nectar. And this right here on this edge, you can see right here on this edge right here, this is all burr comb. That's extra wax. So I'm just going to take that off. They don't need that. So I'm just going to thank them for their efforts and get rid of that. So as I go further into the center, you can see how much they've drawn out. This is just the frames in the honey super. And you can see right there up at the top where it's white, that is where the honey has been, or the nectar has been dried down to 18% moisture, and that is capped honey, as opposed to, you see all in here, all that shiny stuff. That is nectar that they'll work on drying to make it into honey. So each frame as I go in is going to have a little more, or should have a little more drawn out comb and working on the nectar. So they're working. Look at that. So this is the next frame. So you can see a little bit more of the honey is capped. And as I'm picking these up, they're heavy. That nectar is very heavy. So you can see down there, that is capped honey at the bottom, that white as well. So I'll pull out a frame, hopefully that I can show you that the frame is almost all capped. And this is just the stages of how they cap their honey. All right, so I've gotten through that honey super. I only have one on Louisa's hive. And how I keep the queen from going up is you put this grate on. This is called a queen excluder. The bees can actually fit through here, but the queen cannot because she's too big. But you can see right here, I don't know if that'll show, a little bee didn't make it. I think she got a little too fat and she got caught and she died. Anyway, this is a queen excluder. Helps keep my honey from having eggs laid in it, in those honey supers. Whew, okay, so it was a good day in the hives. Get hydrated before you go out there. If you get into this, this is what you're gonna look like when you are done. You will be soaked front and back, but I don't mind sweating. It's a good feeling and I love it. Anyway, have a great weekend out there. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.